Not that probably anyone cares, but I had a dream or a vision last night. It was very, very clear, normal, and realistic. It was very real and realistic, which is why I think it might have been a vision, because some of my dreams actually do come true. Now, my girlfriend and I were in the city. We were broke and living in a car, which seems a little odd because we got land and everything. But the New World Order agenda is to push us out of the country and into the city and make us broke and destitute and dependent on the system. So it wouldn't surprise me. Now, the dream started where I was going into this like building with a breezeway, and there was a store, like it kind of was a mall, like a mini mall, not a strip mall or but like the old school malls, but smaller, where you go into a breezeway and then you got some stores on the left and on the right, but there was only like one or two stores in there. And there was actually room for more, but there was only one or two stores in there. And there was, I don't know, kind of like a table or a platform halfway down this breezeway. And there was this really attractive woman sitting on this pedestal or whatever. And I don't know how important this thing is, but there was like this little decor thing. But it's important in the dream, but I'm not sure why it's important in the dream, if that makes sense. But it apparently belonged to her. But nonetheless, but she was there in like a night robe, a silky night robe, pretty much obviously advertising herself for sale, or for rent, as I call it. I went into the store to get my whatever I needed. And I'm not sure how important this is. If it was real, it was important, you know, but so the woman was not 100% Asian. She was like half Asian, half white or something. And but she was dressed and portraying herself as if she was Asian. So I came out of the store and there was this black guy with her. He wasn't 100% black, he was mixed as well. And he was trying to get her to come with him. But it didn't seem like he was trying to force himself onto her. It seemed more like he was either
crossing border,
her boyfriend or one of her lovers who fell in love with her. At first, I was thinking...
Welcome to Illinois.
At first, I was thinking it was one of her lovers that fell for her and was trying to get her off the streets. Later, I realized it was probably deeper than that. But he kept trying to get her to get off the table or platform And he gathered up her things, which is pretty much only just the decor thingy, but he left a couple of the decor pieces behind. And so I remember picking up some of the pieces and taking them to him, giving them to him, because it was like, hey, you forgot this. You know, it was a very sympathetic situation. He didn't, like I say, it wasn't like he was trying to rape her or force her into something against her will, even though it was somewhat against her will. It was like she wanted to be for the streets, but yet she wasn't really fighting him like he was a stranger. She was just kind of like, it was weird. It was like she was 50-50 fighting, but not really fighting. It was more like fighting because she felt like she needed to do this thing more than fighting because she didn't want to be with him. And she went with him just because, you know, probably she felt obligated. But she still also seemed like she felt obligated to sell herself, or rent herself, as I call it. Because they're not really for sale, they're for rent. It's like some of the MGTOW people say, or Red Pill people say, she's not yours, it's just your turn. You know, you never own her, you just rent her. It's not like it used to be, where we belong to one another. The guy obviously had the mentality of, you know, we're together, we'll figure this out. Where she was like, I don't know, she was willing to sell herself or rent herself out to strangers. But anyways, so I gave him the decor stuff that he left behind. He forgot or didn't have time to grab or something. And he went out one door with her, and I went out the other door. And I went to the car with my girlfriend, where I guess we were living in a car for some reason. And, you know, just scraping by. And then I see her walking again, and him following behind her, like he was pleading, you know. And she just was walking while he was just groveling basically behind her. And that's when I realized that it was probably more like they were broke like us. And instead of working together to try to find a solution, her solution was to sell herself or rent herself out to other men to make extra money so that they can get by. And he didn't want that, but she was willing to do it against his will. And he was basically going behind her, pleading and begging for her not to do it. And it was very, very sad. Very, very sad. And I'm not really sure how I would title this. I was originally thinking about titling "You Can't Turn a Hoe into a Housewife," but I'm not sure how I would title this dream or vision. But desperate times are coming, and we got to be careful what kind of partners we pick. Maybe that's what I'll title it. Be careful what partner you pick. Is she going to fight with you, right next to you, with the same agenda as you? Or is she going to have her own agenda? No, I don't know that she was planning on leaving him. She didn't seem like she wanted to leave him. She just seemed like that was her only option. She had no other skill sets, if you will. She had no other options. In her mind, that was her only option, was to sell her or rent herself out. And the girlfriend and I, we appeared to have other options. We were willing to explore other options. She was not willing to go down that road. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with everybody. I don't know if it means anything to anyone, and I don't know if this is actually a vision or just a dream. But I guess I'll find out sometime in the future if it really happens or not. But yeah, be careful what kind of partners we pick, and be careful not to fall in love with the wrong ones. Even if you do pick the wrong one, be careful not to fall in love with her, him, whatever. I mean, this could go for women too. The guys could end up resorting to drug dealing or even prostitution with gay guys, They could resort to homosexual prostitution. You never know. I mean, there's all kinds of bad things that can happen. And so even women need to be careful what kind of partners they pick. But who knows? A woman could pick a partner who might turn her into a prostitute or try when times get bad. Like in Nazi Germany, not everybody, the majority of the people turned on each other. I remember listening to and watching Jordan Peterson, and he said basically that the majority of people are evil because if you look at Nazi Germany as an example, the majority of people turned on each other. But maybe not. I got to thinking about that, and maybe that's not exactly 100% the case. Maybe it seemed that most of the people turned on each other because most of the people that were still alive turned on other people. But it's like the evil ones basically had the meek or the honest ones killed, either right out the gate or down the line. The strongest shall survive mentality of it's either going to be you or me. And so there's a lot of people that died. And so you got to look at the number of people who died versus the number of people who survived. The ones who died were the innocent ones, more than likely. They didn't sell each other out, more than likely. Maybe some of them did, but eventually they got sold out too. But the ones that survived were the ones that were the evil ones who sold each other out, sold out their brothers and sisters, And granted, there were some that went into hiding, like the whole Anne Smith story. I don't know. I don't remember if that was Nazi Germany or a different country, but I think it was Germany. There were some people that hid, and some people that hid other people. and stayed under the radar. So some good people survived. But for the most part, the ones that survived, the majority were evil. And that's, I believe, where Jordan Peterson got his analysis. Now, I think Jordan Peterson is deeper and more intellectual than I am. And so I figure he would factor in the dead people. But I don't know. I have to talk to him and say, hey, how did you come up with your numbers? Jordan Peterson's such a big shot now, he'll probably never talk to me. I mean, not that he wouldn't, it's just that the chances of us coming into contact would be slim to none. And the chances of him watching this video or listening to this video would be slim to none. Maybe someone who might watch or listen to this video might say something to him, and maybe that would get through to him. But even that chance is slim to none because I don't hardly have any viewers, so I'm like a nobody. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's really not much of a video to watch. It's just more of a listen to me talk while driving and recording Google Maps. But just something to think about. Just something to think about. We are coming up on hard times, and things are going to get rough. So we got to pick our circle wisely. Not just your woman or your man, but your friends and family. Like I said, there will be brothers and sisters turning on each other. Family will turn on each other. Nazi Germany is not the only example. It's just the most recent one. And there's other good examples as well. I think Russia I think it's still a communist country, sort of, but not like it was. And so there was a time where even Russia was real bad. And you got China now, where everybody's basically social credit score stuff. And you got everybody watching everybody and everybody reporting everybody. So China is becoming that way, and we're going to become that way too if we're not careful. We're already pretty much on the cuff of being that way. We're just barely on the edge. We're on the brink of being communist China and Nazi Germany. But what are we going to do about it, So, I don't know. Be careful who you surround yourself with. All right.